Pixel 7, Pixel 7 Pro. So if you've seen the impressions video, we talked about that. Also, the watch is out. We'll probably get to that a little bit after. But the phones, we've had all these, I've had all these high hopes for. We've sort of been waiting all year. We knew they were coming. Google's been telling us about them and showing us pictures and videos of them. But now they're finally out and they're in our hands. How do we feel? I've been using mostly the 7 Pro. But I do have to say, I really like the 7. Mm-hmm. I really like the flat 90 hertz screen. I really like the matte aluminum instead of glossy. Big fan of the 7, but I love me some 1440p 120 hertz, so that's the one I've been using. Tell me about your experiences, because the review is up now. People know how I feel. How do you feel?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, go first.
Oh, okay. I'll go first. Oh, man.
It's up to you. Did you say, do you want to go first?
Yeah.
I heard, do I go first?
No, you go first.
Okay. Sure?
Yeah, I'll go.
Go for it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I really like this phone. I think I felt very similarly last year that I really liked the Pixel 6, but the Pixel 7 feels like a really refined version of the Pixel 6.
Oh, I've heard that before. I think I said that exact sentence about the iPhone. It's a refined version of last year's phone.
Yeah.
It's very similar to last year.
Yeah.
Do you like the metal over the glass visor?
Yes.
Okay.
It makes it, in my opinion, feel a little bit more premium. I love that it blends into the side now because the
Smart.
Pixel 6
So much better, yeah.
It's like a 3-piece suit. You got the front part and then you had the sides.
I like that. I never thought about that.
Yeah. But this is like a 1-piece suit.
Whoa.
A onesie.
What is a
jumper.
onesie? Okay. All right. We'll go with that.
Yeah. But it's the same metal material, the same aluminum that is around the sides of the phone, so it feels a lot more cohesive. It's like you've got glass and then you've got this matte aluminum. They had some special word for the type of aluminum it was, but I don't know. I like it a lot more. I get what people are saying when they say that the Pro possibly looks more like jewelry. I like matte aluminum better, but I guess if you're going for like a fashion jewelry kind of look, this definitely looks more like jewelry, especially in like the gold color.
It's what the companies keep saying, and I get it. Like the stainless steel iPhone Pro looks more like jewelry than the matte, but the matte looks better.
Yeah.
It takes less fingerprints. It's easier to keep cleaner.
Yeah.
This phone especially, the white and the silver, if you hate the look of fingerprints and the dust that accumulates around the bar, get the white and the silver. It's the only one that doesn't show that stuff.
This color, lemongrass.
Yeah.
Actually, I've come around to it. I hated it at first, and now I like it a lot.
I hate it.
It's very polarizing. A lot of
key lime pie.
A lot of my friends that that have seen it really like it as well, which is surprising. Personally, I think that the 2 cameras looks better. Obviously, like the ability of what it can do is way more important than the looks, but I think it looks a little bit more cohesive.
It's the dynamic island with 1 background task and a dynamic island with 2 background tasks.
Yeah. I like the flat screen and the size more. They definitely made the screen on the Pro less curved than last year, which is exactly what Samsung did from the S20 Ultra to the S21 Ultra, which was like perfect. This is way better. It's grippable. It feels a lot better, and it's not just like obscenely curved. And then the battery life has also been pretty killer. And that's the one thing that last year I was like a little bit unimpressed with. It wasn't terrible, but it just was kind of This has been pretty solid battery life. Like I'd wake up at 6:45 in the morning and then I'd get home at like 12:30 in the morning, and it would die like exactly at 12:30.
Yeah.
So full day battery. Not a lot of bugs on this one. It's been pretty good. So I love the flat screen. I love the 90 hertz. It's brighter, 25% brighter.
That's really huge.
So yeah, no, I've been loving this. I used each of them for about 3 days, and I think if I were to buy either of them, I'd probably buy the 7 over the Pro personally. But I know a lot of people really like Zoom, and the Zoom enhancements are awesome.
Okay.
So
as someone who I bought the Pixel 6,
yep,
and I've only used I've exclusively used Pixel since the 3. I have not used any other phone as my daily.
This is why people want to know what you have to say.
So I just want to say that out loud for some people. If you don't think I'm a Pixel user, I've only used since the 3. This phone, I think like my way of describing this is if you were interested in the Pixel 6 because you saw the 6, liked how it looked, liked all the things it was offering, saw reviews, got worried because of battery life bugs, stuff like that, and then didn't buy it, buy the 7. The 7 is just what the 6 kind of should have been. Like it's just the 6 where everything is fixed. I've had essentially nothing wrong with it. I have my only little tiny issue is sometimes I have to do tap to wake twice. I don't know why. I honestly think it's a me problem. I don't like saying that, but every time I try and show it to you guys double tap and it works fine, and I go and it doesn't come up. And then when I try and show it, it seems to work. So smallest little thing, but like modem issues have zero of them.
Just took 2 tries.
Way more.
It just took 2 tries. Really? Okay, cool. I'm glad somebody got to see it once. But like some of the biggest issues I had on the 6, I just do not have on the 7. I've had no modem problems, which are just on the 6. That was the absolute worst. It happened daily, I would say.
Same.
0 of those problems. Battery life has been fantastic. You said, the 6 battery life was not great. On the 7, I had the on my 6, I had the Moment M-Force, and so like it would MagSafe onto I'm gonna call it MagSafe because that's what people know. It would MagSafe onto the charger at night, and I missed the charger because I wasn't paying attention. Woke up at 45% battery on a Sunday and went to bed around 10 with like 10% left. It still lasted me the day on like half battery.
You got through a whole Sunday starting at 45.
Not the busiest Sunday in the world, but I started at 45. So I found battery life to be just like miles better on this one. Yeah. In terms of my other big issue, I had this bug on the 6 where I would probably once a week use the Google search function on the homepage, and everything would be in light mode despite my whole phone being dark mode, and I would have to restart. And I would also get a bug once in a while where lock screen would not do tap to wake at all. So I've just had like, I don't know, this just feels like what I wish my 6 was.
You had a buggy
and
6
it looks better.
And this is a much improved.
I'm so
less
happy
buggy.
with this. I do have to say, face unlock, super fast when it works in the light. I've been debating how I want to use it though, because at first I was doing face unlock, skip the lock screen straight to my phone, but then I realized I was missing a bunch of lock screen features like media controls and now playing. So now I have face unlock as just opens the lock screen, unlocks it for me, can still use those things when I'm climbing and my fingerprint doesn't work. Then other than that, I kind of use my fingerprint a lot. I think it's like slightly better than last year's. I don't know. It's definitely not S22 Ultra like fingerprint sensor, but it feels good, I think.
Something that I noticed that I also really love that they added the face unlock, and I currently do have it so it skips the lock screen because if raise to wake works, you literally raise your phone to use your phone and you can just start using it. You don't have to touch it at all before you can start using it. But when you do payments, when you're about to go do Google Pay, if it unlocks your phone with the face unlock and then you go to tap your phone to pay, it sends the terminal an error that you haven't biometrically authenticated your phone, and the system is like, oh, it could not work, please try again. And then the person that you're paying is like, what's wrong? And you're like, and then you have to lock your phone, and you have to unlock it with the fingerprint. So that combination is like not
that is a little weird. It's because like it's so fast sometimes you can't get your fingerprint in there, which is like a weird problem, a super niche problem to have. But yeah, that is, but I also get why it shouldn't use face unlock, because this clearly is just camera face unlock. I have to say, if you turn off the eyes have to be open feature so you can use sunglasses, it still works really well with sunglasses in good light. The minute you're out of good light, the face unlock is not very good.
Yeah, even in medium light, like if I'm driving home in my car and it's 6:30 and the sun is just sort of setting behind the cliffs and everything, it's not enough light. So, and it also says like face unlock failed, please try again, which seems like it would just, I don't know. I love that they offer both the face unlock and fingerprint though. Like the fact that you can have both as an option is amazing.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say that in the docs right now, for this section, David and Andrew both have extensive notes on what they wanted to say. Marques's notes just say "phone go burr." So I'm really curious to see what Marques says.
Marques also read 4.5 pages of what he wanted to say.
Yeah, that's fair. We made a whole review video. I will say I've been a pretty big fan of the Pixel experience and like being the smartphone. Like I love call screening. I get random calls all the time. Some of them I actually have to take, which most people just ignore any phone number they don't know. Sometimes they're spam, but sometimes they're just like a random delivery person. Sometimes they're like a person who's swore they would call me from a briefing that I forgot about, whatever. So call screening, I use that a lot. the being able to like fast forward through automated systems where it just shows you the numbers and what they're about to say before the robot voice even says it. Love that. And then just Google Assistant everywhere. So my big bugs with Pixel 6 Pro, which was like, I wanted to keep it in my pocket as long as possible, but it had these major like performance hiccup bugs, and those were big. And then it, on top of that, had a bunch of weird glitchy UI bugs. On my 7 Pro, I have observed a few glitchy UI bugs, but no performance bugs so far. That's also how my Pixel 6 Pro started.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here as a happy camper, very like enjoying the Pixel 7 Pro experience, really looking forward to keeping it in my pocket, but keeping an eye on how that evolves. Because I showed in the video a few little bugs, like the now playing just didn't show up for a while. I had to reset the phone or restart the phone. Also some weird connectivity bugs with the watch that we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah.
But that might be more the watch than the phone. So generally pretty happy with it, but keeping an eye on it.
I do have to say, after seeing you guys use the Pro, doing the Pro review, I still think, and I think we're all in agreement here, the 7 is like an incredible price. Like if you're interested in the 7 and that price seems good to you, get it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I do think on the Pro, the super res zoom looked better than I was expecting when you were testing it. Some of those shots look a bit better. Still not fully up to like what I want out of a telephoto,
It's
which
halfway to the phones that actually have several telephotos, which is fine. It costs less than those
it's
phones.
better than I expected.
Sure. Yeah.
So I do think that there's a little more worth there than I originally expected, but I still think I would suggest the 7 over the 7 Pro every day of the week. I like the flat screen. I like the size better.
So you would suggest the 7 over the 7 Pro, but would you buy the 7 over the 7 Pro? David, yes? You're nodding your head yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you spend the $300 extra for the Zoom?
No, I would not spend it. If somebody gave me a 7 or 7 Pro and I didn't have to spend money on it, it's still a hard decision, but I would probably get the Pro.
That says enough.
I like
says enough.
I like the size better, and I like the flat screen. I know there are people who will like a bigger screen.
You say
who
you'd
will
get the
like
Pro,
the
or
size.
do you get the
No, I'd get.
You said you get the Pro.
You get the Pro still.
Yeah, but I'm
like
saying it's a
tight-
hard decision because I still like the size, like the flat screen. I don't think the 30 hertz is like a big difference. Like with the iPhone, that difference is big because it's 60 to 120.
Yeah, the difference from
90
60
to 120
90
is different.
Is huge compared to the difference between 90 and 120.
Yeah.
90 is great for this phone.
Yeah, it's really great.
60 is rough for those $900 phones. You know what I'm talking about.
Also, something I know we mentioned we liked. I don't know if you mentioned in the review. I think you did, but you won't notice this if you go from 6 Pro to 7 Pro because the ultra wide selfie is very close. But the selfie on the Pixel 6 was 84 degrees, I think, and it's 94 or like 93.8 or something like that on the 7. So it's better, and I'll take a wide selfie all the time.
Yeah, it's
There's a little clever piece of UI. You went from having on the 6 a 1x selfie and a 1.4x selfie to having a 1x selfie and a 0.7x selfie. So you basically gain an ultra wide selfie angle with the new Pixel 7, which is solid.
Love it.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm putting it on the short list of best value phones of the year. I kind of massaged that category a little bit. It used to just be like best cheap phone or best budget phone. I'm just going like best overall value. If you have $599 to spend on a phone, this is a pretty hands down top pick, I think. Yeah, it's good.
For me, I would actually buy this if they were the same price. And that's probably most people wouldn't do that because you're intentionally giving away features. You know, like it's nice to be able to zoom. For me, I'm always carrying around a separate camera, and I only take photos on my phone that I need to like send to people for like information density use cases. Like if I'm sending them a menu.
Pretty pictures?
No, not on my phone.
Interesting. Okay.
I know that people can.
Yeah.
I just hate the UI experience of taking pretty pictures on a phone personally. So the zoom stuff to me is not as important. And then I don't really take macro photos. Those are for people that like those things. That can be super important. I totally get it. But because the phone camera experience is not that important to me, because I like the flat screen, because I like the smaller phone, I think those are the things that are more important to me than the camera experience. But I totally understand that most people are going to want the...
I'm happy the battery doesn't suffer too much going to the smaller phone.
Honestly, it's really good.
Fine. I love it.
Yeah.
Real quick on that, I do find it kind of funny. I really liked, there was a Reddit post talking about how we talk about telephoto lenses, and they called it a tool rather than like a camera. And that's where I would see the telephoto being good. So the way you described it, I would pick the Pro. As having a tool to send information, I would like the 5X, not caring about photo quality quite as much.
But if you don't care about photo quality, you can just crop the 1X.
Just take it
yeah, but
even
it's still going to be
worse.
way better on a
yeah,
like,
but like
a
if
5
you're just
times.
sending information, then it doesn't need to look pretty, you know. If as long as you
There's
get the
a
right
certain
information.
point where like you will lose something that you need to know. Like if you're looking at a
It's
sign
past, like,
further away
4
or something like that.
5X.
I do think as a tool, I like that. But as the 4 or 5X, I think if I'm trying to post it as a photo that I think is pretty,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like that. So if I'm using my camera as a phone, I don't care about or phone as a camera, I don't care about the telephoto as much
see.
because it won't look pretty. But if I want it as a tool, then it feels, this is like super niche. And
Yeah,
obviously like,
I think it's
I
basically
just thought it was
like
a fun
the
conversation.
fact that the smaller phone will get as much done as you can possibly need means you don't need the bigger phone and you prefer the smaller phone, then just get the smaller phone.
Yeah.
That's basically the thought process, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good. I'm going to keep it in my pocket. We'll see.
question.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this. I don't like suggesting people upgrade year over year because I usually think they're incremental changes. I kind of think this time around, if you have stuck with your 6 and just constantly been like, oh, this is kind of annoying, I feel like you should trade it in and spend the $200 to just get that experience in a way better package without the annoyance anymore.
I feel like that's valid.
Yeah.
I think I know people. I have a friend who bought a Pixel 6 and even like watched our review and was like, I was really excited for it. And I asked him how it's going. He's like, I wish I could tell you it was a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell that guy, like, get the 7.
That was
get
the
it.
problem with the 6 is like all the reviews were very positive because most of the phone was mostly very positive and it just got buggier over time. And they did eventually squash it, but it's like, I'm just really
Fingers
hoping that
crossed.
stays the same for this. So I'm going to stay on this like for like at least 6 months.
This is funny. Like I've been burned before. I've been hurt before.
I've got
History
I've got
repeats itself.
confidence. For some reason, I'm ready for it.
Take all the Stadia developers and put them on Pixel.
The thing is, the modem was always an issue with the 6, though, right?
Yeah.
And that was
a
hands
power
down the biggest problem I've had. Oh, yeah. Also, I keep 5G on this because the battery is actually so good. The first thing I did on my 6 was turn off 5G because it was destroying my battery.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the 7.
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah, me
say it.
too. I really
really like the 7.
All right. Well, thanks for watching this Waveform clip from the metaverse. We appreciate you. I'm sure you're hitting that virtual subscribe button. Also, shout out to the legs.
The legs.
Yeah.
The
nice
legs.
legs, Marques. Have you?
Thank you.
How much did this cost you?
These are $30 Meta jeans.
Metagene.
Yeah, they cost more than my actual pants.
How much is that in Ethereum?
I actually don't know. Not a whole lot. It's pocket change.
Oh, that's nice. do your meta jeans have meta pockets?
With pocket change. Meta pocket change.
Meta change?
Please,
Guys, can we
click
wrap
the
this
like
up?
Button. Please click the like button so I can take this headset off.
Button.
Take
like
me out of the metaverse.
Get me out of here.
Bring us to the real world.
My face is getting kind of hot.
Your legs are kind of.
They better be. They cost me like 5 Ethereum, dude.
Let's close this video before we do the meta pocket thing again.